just cut that like it was butter.
Oh yeah. That's good.
Done and done.
Hello there. Okay, so where we are now is we're putting the upper front fairing on, and looks like what we've decided that, I mean, if you can see, we can, there's two nuts, the bolt that goes in here, one that goes on this side, and then this thing will kind of rotate forward and back a little bit, and so we can drop it kind of forward all the way up to these little creases, and that does is it kind of kicks back that lower pan. So we've decided that that was what our problem was before, is we had this a little too high. The other thing that we've decided is that we're having trouble when you turn these all the way over, they hit the plastic, so you have to trim. We had to trim back maybe an inch back off of here and around here just to get this thing not to hit. On this side it still hits pretty dramatically, so we're going to trim this back and get that even more out of the way, and then this thing will be ready to go. So looks like if we pull this back, attach them down here rather than bringing this foot up and attaching them up here, then our belly of our lower front fairing fits a little better. The other thing we did is back here on the tail light area, we've Alan made some brackets. Instead of attaching the tail lights to our body, we made the brackets come right off of the license plate, so it kind of fits right in here. That way, whenever we want to take this tail piece off, because you have to take the whole tail piece off to get to the battery, we don't have to disconnect and unscrew the lights. They just stay with the bike.
So I want to do a couple of shout outs. First one is to the guys over at the FZR forums who have been really supportive of what Jeff and I are doing. We'll get you guys some publicity here. If you really need to know anything about FZRs, please check out the FZR forums. The URL's on the screen right now. And those guys are really nice, really willing to help. I also want to do a shout out to Dutch over at AirTech Streamlining. Once again, URL on the screen. Really helpful, really wants this project to look good, and their customer service has been excellent. So thank you guys both very much.
Fairing is on. We got it all on. Just took a little bit of pushing and pulling. It doesn't quite fit into the air holes that well, but you know, it's not going to. Doesn't necessarily need to. All we have to do now is put a hole on each one of these to kind of hold this thing up, but looks good. A little bit more.
Not bad.
Yeah, I get that. I put it shy of the line that I drew. Okay. That's it's a weird fit, that's for sure.
Well, they said that our upper might be bent, and I wouldn't doubt it.
Well, I don't know. It's just like, it's You mean this is bent?
Yeah.
It doesn't look bent.
Well, and the thing is, you take it off and try to straighten it, but it's a bunch of bent tubes.
Yeah.
So, you know, what are you going to do to figure out what is exactly straight on this thing? We had motherfucked these into nice little brackets, but the problem was that if you even bumped them slightly, they would flop down. So Jeff had the better idea of taking a strip of aluminum and making ourselves this, which I promptly messed up really nice. That's high, that's low. Second try, we have this, which is nice and sturdy, no floppage, easy to take on and off. These are our nice little turn signals versus the original things you could literally beat somebody to death with. It's nice and clean. Put our little $10 license plate frame on there. So that's almost done. Taillights are hooked up and they work. They're nice and bright. So now we're moving on to the exhaust, which is, like a lot of things on this bike, I got it from eBay. This is a display model from a motorcycle shop. I got it for 89 bucks. Stainless steel Micron exhaust. Total to my door, 100 bucks. Can't beat it. So we're going to make a hanger for that goes from here to one of the mounts in just a little strip. And the whole tail is just totally clean now. We're really looking at a nice clean presentation here. Why don't you tell us what you're doing, John?
Well, I'm pulling out staples so I can get this seat off. Get the vinyl off here so we can put some nice fresh vinyl on here. I see this is all wet in here. This old seat was leaking or something. This thing acted like a sponge, so we're just gonna fix up the seat and take it.
Yeah, I just wouldn't get it too close. That'll probably do it for you.
I'm afraid of how hot this thing might actually get.
Dealing with a crappy ass Let me see that real quick. Let me see if I can get this one to work. That's better, I think, but not great. Process kind of works really weird. You can't get it too close because then it'll start melting it. Too far away, it's not quite right. So we're gonna what I want to try to do is when I'm pulling it against right like this, we're gonna just put a little heat on it just to stretch it. All right. So what I want you to do is concentrate the heat in this area right now. Put it on low. Just right in here. This is on. Takes a little while to, figure out where the center is for a deal. but just keep pulling. Like, we'll be able to pull that out. We'll probably push it over here and move it, throw a staple in, and eventually this thing will be completely wrinkle free and ready to go. Like, watch this wrinkle. So take that heat and put it right in here. What I do is I make sure that I keep my hands in front of the heat, because when it's too hot for my hands, I know that it's too hot for the vinyl, and that way I don't burn through the vinyl. Stretch it in a way that I know it's not going to go.
Got the body on.
Yep.
It basically took more grinding than you would ever think.
For the most part, it fits up pretty well, but I think each bike has got probably a little bit different header system. Each bike, you know how they've been laid down. Maybe there's some bent brackets, but we ended up having to trim a couple of inches down out by the handles, and even then our handles are still kind of touching, and I mean we'll never be able to get that exactly right, but it fits pretty well down in here. We finally got it to fit over this little area down there fine by trimming up the headers, the little area under the headers. Took maybe 2 or 3 hours of trimming and kind of putting it on and taking it off and putting it on. But it finally came together. We had to trim a little bit on the guard underneath for our little metal brackets. I don't know if they just didn't get done quite right, but we trimmed that, and once we did, the nose piece fit on, this windshield fit on just fine.
Jeff did a great job doing the new seat, and it's flawless now. That was an amazing little job. Every time he does one of these, I can't believe that it works, because it looks like he's wrestling with an ape. And then we have our tail lights. They're on. Turn signals. The new exhaust is on. It sounds awesome. Actually, shall we fire it up? That's going good. Next time come to Fresno, Jeff's gonna put the mirrors on and the headlight so that he can tool it around until I'm back next. Then we're gonna strip it all down, start doing some sanding and bondoing and primer it, and then one more trip and we'll paint it and put it up for sale. Till next time.